Broadcasting live from sunny South Florida, this is KMA Talk Radio. Life, liberty, and the pursuit of fine cigars. Your KMA crew, the Italian Scallion, Paul DeGracco, Alex Tavella, a.k.a. The GOAT, and always telling it like it is, Honest Abe.
I like to smoke them like the Winston Churchill, like John Kennedy, yeah. Remember Coach Red Auerbach, smoked up for victory, yeah. Well, you can take my wife, you can take my car, but you can't take my big cigar. My cigar.
Good morning, as Abe would say, loyal listeners. He's not. Oh, there he is. Here, I'll let you take over. You
My
were there.
God. No, he wasn't ready.
I forgot I had the camera
He
off.
was not
Good
ready, so
morning
I-
to all our loyal listeners, libertarians, and lovers of the Leaf. This is KMA episode number 498, and we are here with the gang, the GOAT, William the Scoop Cooper, and the man that we sometimes call Paul.
I just want to recognize Paul now for coming in the clutch. He was a little unprepared. I mean, the next time Paul will come in the clutch will be like a year from now. So
Right.
way to be.
Should just ran with it.
Wait,
Should just
Gotta
ran with it.
recognize it. You should have.
If it's not planned, then I'm good with it. When it's
You did.
planned, that's when I'm unreliable. But improvisation is my forte.
Should have just ran with it. So guys, we have one more episode only before 500.
I
Yes.
know. I'm all psyched to get down the
Maybe
Florida
I should put
again.
that on my calendar. Mark that. Yeah,
Let me put it on my
The
calendar.
Alright.
calendar.
it's on there. On the whiteboard that's up here.
It's still 50.
My wife bought me a whiteboard because she thought it would keep me more organized. But I'm like, I'm not putting like all my stuff goes in my computer. So like,
Well,
Anyway.
that's-
I have it written up there. KMA 500th.
Wow.
Jimmy, bright and early in Texas. Good morning.
Yep.
Oh, is that where he
morning.
is?
Oh yeah.
That was gonna be my
Phoenix
next
Cigar
question.
Lounge.
Wow.
We got to start figuring out what we're
That's
going to do
pretty
for 500. We're going to do a live
Yeah.
broadcast. We're going to do a live broadcast from here. So that's the plan.
Mhm.
Do a live studio audience. Maybe have some special guests come up and hang out with us and just kind of shoot the shit.
I have a-
maybe reminisce for.
I have a really important question. Will the bar be open?
Yeah.
I'm asking for a
Bars-
friend.
Bar
the
opens
store's
when the store opens.
Yeah,
Yeah.
bar's open. The bar's open.
Got to get one of those cappuccinos,
The Bloody Mary. Come on.
Irish
I'll start
coffee- the
show with
Irish
Bloody
coffee.
Mary.
the Irish coffee.
We got to remember to talk to Mox about staff maybe that Saturday morning. Our
Yeah.
plan of
Cool.
things.
Have a floor guy that can bartend at
Moxie.
least.
Yeah, exactly.
You know.
JT.
Dude, I
Bring him
swear to
in.
God, Paul lives in another.
He's so
so
universe.
off in another galaxy far, far away.
So, like
99.
JT hasn't worked here for about a year, bro.
More.
Really?
Yes.
Gotta be close.
Oh
to
my
2
God, I
years.
had no idea.
You clueless. That's gonna be your new name, Clueless Paul.
Adam we'll bring back
Yeah,
Adam.
bring Adam in.
So fucking clueless.
The sad
To
part
drink
is
half
I'm
a
not-
bottle before he pours it out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh man. Hey, before we start, it was kind of
We-
an exciting
We
weekend
started 8
for me.
minutes ago. Paul.
But before we get into the meat and potatoes of the show, I just wanted to
It was an exciting
recognize
weekend.
Honest Abe showed up to my birthday shenanigans.
Well,
Albeit
we-
late, but it was fine.
He got a first-hand look
Hold
at
on.
the Disney shenanigans here, so I'm
Time
kind
out,
of curious.
time out.
I've been waiting to hear about
Come
this.
out.
Yeah.
First off, albeit I didn't show up late because I told you I wouldn't be there till about 5-6 o'clock.
No, you did. He did tell me.
So
yeah.
I showed up
He, had
when I
fam-
said
he was
I
there with his kids.
Kids had a water park day that day. But yeah, why
We
wouldn't
were-
I show
where
up,
did we
Paul?
meet you? Italy?
Well, so funny, right? So Paul sends
no,
me
you
a
saw us?
message. We're in Japan. I'm having sake or whatever. So that's the last message I get from him. And let me tell you something. Epcot's a motherfucking big park.
Oh yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of walking. Epcot, maybe next to Animal Kingdom, or those two is the most walking I think you have to do. Probably.
Animal Kingdom's the largest.
Yeah. So I get, this is now Saturday. So I've already walked parks all day Thursday, all day Friday. Saturday night, I finally get to Italy, right? And
What does this mean? What do you mean? I'm in Japan. I
World
get,
Showcase.
What
World
I don't know
Showcase
what
has-
this is.
Epcot has a thing like around a lake that's around the world. And it's basically, Paris, Italy, Mexico, or countries, basically countries, France, and like you could walk like literally 100 yards and you're in the next country. It's like a half circle around a lake. So I get to
I think
Japan,
it's a 2-mile long walk.
and
around
the
the
only
lake.
place I see where maybe they're hanging out or serving liquor is this maybe a thing, and it's like 200 fucking steps. And I'm like, this motherfucking
that
sucker.
okay.
I climb all the way to the top. I start looking for him. Yeah, there it is. I climb all the way to the top. I start looking for him. Nobody's there. Finally, I get a text. Oh yeah, we're in Germany. So,
I just want to take a moment to recognize how fast Paul can get a Disney map up, but can't load Coop's photos every week.
I think I walked
has
close to 20,000 steps that day, or one of those days we were looking at it. No, it was brutal.
It's a lot of walking.
It was
Yeah,
nice,
it is.
and it was a good time. I'm going to tell you something. Steph is on the ball, man.
Oh, you have it? I have one here too because I figured we'd talk about it.
So when you arrive, you got this passport in a bag with glasses and Advil for the next day if you had a hangover. Stephanie had a whole kit for you when you showed up. Pretty on the ball. And then as you went to each city, it was a nice, cute little message here. And then as you went to each city or each country, you had to scratch this off. Now, obviously, we didn't get there.
Gave you a penny too.
You didn't get there till late, but I was curious. And if you, there's always an image here, like you can see, there's a Mickey Mouse. If there was a picture of Paul here, then you had to buy him the drinks in that country.
What kind of fucking scam is that?
Yeah.
Well,
right.
a drink, and it wasn't like a hard set rule, and we didn't drink in every country. We just we walked around and had a couple of drinks. I mean, we weren't.
So we showed up late, like the last 3 countries or whatever. So my wife actually gets what country was it?
Germany.
No,
I think she got.
no,
Right?
it was where they had no booze. Remember?
Oh, Morocco.
So Morocco had
No.
nothing to drink. No, it's
I mean, kind of makes sense,
But it was some country that had
That's what
nothing
I
to
said.
drink.
There's no booze in Morocco.
No, it wasn't Morocco. It was like a Scandinavian country where they had that pastry. That
Norway.
Norway.
It was.
There was nothing to
They
drink in
have
Norway.
beer, but it's nothing good.
So after debating, we're like, well, let's just go to the next country. So my wife didn't get a chance to buy him around. So we get to Mexico, which is the final country. And I said, fuck it. We're just doing shots of tequila. And I think we did about, 5, 6 shots. I tried to really get Paul crawling home, but he hung in there. And then I didn't realize till after the fact, and I got back here because I was just curious which country I ended up having. And I bought a lot of rounds of tequila for everybody that night. And I ended up having Mexico anyway.
All right, so it worked.
So
It
it
worked
worked out
out.
perfect.
After the fact.
Look at the picture she used, Alex.
It's from the dress. I could
Everybody
tell.
that had me, it's me
Yeah.
in the damn dress.
It's the dress picture.
I was so pissed.
It should have been a full length.
But it was nice hanging out and meeting some Paul's
That's
friends.
cool. Your wife went through a lot of work
I
to put that
guess
together.
Disney
Yeah.
adults.
She
are
made
strange.
sunglasses with Paul's 40th on the side.
I mean, listen, if you're
It
gonna
was-
do any Disney place, Epcot's the adult place of Disney. It's it really is. It's the kids don't give a shit about going to country, and I mean they got rides on the other side. It's kind of like the old Epcot, which was just pretty much the countries and a couple things, and then they built like a lot of like more amusement stuff on the other side. Which I took my kids that night, and
rides, but not a lot.
they disappeared. But it was cool. It was cool to hang out. I figured Paul would think I would never show up, but my name is not Paul DeGracco.
I mean, if you hadn't planned to be there already, would you have showed up?
Fuck no.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
No,
I figured you'd show
I'm
up.
not
at some
going to
point.
Orlando. Maybe. I might have taken the kids and let them spend the day somewhere. I don't know.
I'll tell you what. I mean, I probably, other than the shots that you got us, we didn't really drink heavily, but we were gonna go out by where you were staying at the boardwalk, and we got to the boardwalk, and I was like, I want to go to bed. We don't have kids tonight. Like, let's legit go to sleep early. So we went back. I mean, it was probably 10 o'clock, 10:30. We took a lift back to the hotel. I sat outside and watched the wildebeests because we were at Animal Kingdom sleep. They sleep like next to each other, line by line. And I fell asleep on the balcony and then got up like an hour later and went to bed. It was great.
Well,
It was
Paul,
an exciting night.
Paul's texting me morning pictures of his cups of coffee with giraffes below his patio. And
Oh, it
shit
was
like
awesome. It was awesome.
All right.
I love that stuff.
So Mickey didn't come. There was no Mickey Mouse appearance at this, right? For Big Good
We
Crazy
did
Mouse.
see Mickey. We did see Mickey, but with the kid. We stayed for a few days with the kids. So my
Okay.
mother-in-law had the kids all Saturday and Saturday night. So we did see Mickey, but not that day, and not for my birthday.
Right.
No, I got that.
I'm not a, you know.
He didn't charge you like extra money to see him.
No.
Okay, good.
I've now officially fulfilled my parental obligation. Took the kids to Disney as young, took the kids to Disney as older, and that's my last Disney hurrah. Will not, if anybody should get one more trip, it's Asher, because his first one he was literally in a stroller.
I was just going to ask that.
But you know what? In a couple of years, Petra can take him.
There you go,
There you
Abe.
go.
That's good parenting.
In
There
a
you
couple
go.
of years,
I think that's a good job.
Petra will be 18, 19.
That's how you do it, Abe. Paul, that's how you do it.
My Disney life is now officially over.
Go.
But I got to tell you something.
Join my club, Abe.
I got to tell you something. When I went last time, the girls were all young, so they're all in the princess stuff still. They were doing, the dressing up, and they weren't. No kid was even tall enough. Maybe Petra, but no kid was really tall enough to go on a roller coaster. So this one was all rides, right? And I got to tell you something. The last time I probably been on rides was early college, maybe, in any kind of these rides. The level of the attractions, like the roller coasters, aren't even that cool anymore. I mean, there was an Aerosmith roller coaster was cool. There was an Everest roller coaster was cool, but these experience rides are mind blowing, right? Mm-hmm. And there was a couple really amazing ones, but the one that I think my whole family in general just said was probably the most amazing ride that they'd ever been on was the Rise of the Resistance over at.
That's cool.
That one's Hollywood Studios, yeah, Hollywood Studios.
Studios.
Rise of Resistance. Let me tell you something. If you are a Star Wars fan, I mean, it's cool if you're not a Star Wars fan, but if you are, it's like a 3 to 4 different scenes.
Rides.
Yes, and you are literally immersed like you were put in the movie. And unlike like the Spider-Man and the Fast and the Furious, where you got these 3D goggles on and they use a lot of, video screens, which is still cool. Don't get me wrong. This doesn't use any glasses. And it's mixed with videography that looks so damn real and real people. Like I don't want to ruin it for anybody, but like it goes through a scenario where you're in an escape pod, and you get captured, and you get thrown into jail, and then you get broken out, and then Kylo Ren is chasing you down, and lasers are shooting and burning holes in walls by you. It's a trackless ride, so you're in this car that I'm assuming is being controlled by AI and computers and just randomly moving from set to set, scene to scene. Wildest, craziest thing I've ever seen in my life. That was wild. And the other thing that I was blown away was, and I'm not, I've read a couple of books, and one of my kids is a big fan. But if anybody's kids out there is a Harry Potter fan, the Harry Potter world, the Diagon Alley on the Universal side, not so much on the Island Adventure side. The Island Adventure is probably a better park. You literally forget you're on planet Earth. You disappear. You walk into it, and you're like immersed in the book, and it's nuts. And let me just tell you something: the Harry Potter like cult or society is insane. These kids are walking around in black robes throughout the whole park on a 95-degree day, all in like full like Hogwarts uniforms and stuff and whatever. It was a little bit mind-boggling. So it was kind of cool to see some of that stuff because I never seen it. So I can't say I didn't enjoy some stuff. Some stuff was really cool, but still, last Disney trip ever.
Did you like? But you liked Universal too, right? I mean, the roller coasters are better at Universal because that's Islands of Adventure.
No,
at least.
no, the roller coasters. The best roller coaster they said out of the whole trip was Velocicoaster.
Yeah, that's Islands of Adventure, isn't it?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Islands of Adventure had better rides.
I agree, Kevin.
My boys were always into Islands of Adventure.
They were
never into going to the Disney
stop
parks.
talking about Disney and start talking about chess. Hang on.
I mean, that's how I feel when you guys.
That Monday night of riveting chess match on the air.
Let's talk about some chess.
Yes.
Oh my God,
that was a riveting match on Monday night.
How about that chess?
How about that match?
That was a fun episode.
What's it called? The Blitz?
Blitz game?
I was taking a shower and I was listening to it, and I get out of the shower and I look at the phone. I'm like, Jesus Christ! They're actually literally playing chess on the air.
Listen, man, that's what me and Garrett. That's what me and Garrett do. It's what we do. It's what we talk about. It's what we do. Speaking of Norway, big big chess tournament just finished up in Norway chess.
And there's your segue.
That's it.
Yeah, there you go.
Well, yesterday was an exciting day for us. I worked the warehouse all day. It was the official kickoff to what is now becoming our actual annual event called our Summer Osaka event. This year we're giving away. I mean, look, it's really insane promotion. You have to go to smoking.com and click on the banner. But there's a weekly Friday drawings, and we're giving away it's going to probably end up. We're already working on stuff. For instance, like this is a prototype. People will see the first one. There you go.
Your tumbler.
Yeah, it's a King Squatch Yeti.
Nice.
So this year's Summer Osaka is called
I like
The Legend of King Squatch, because we're making a 6-foot Saka Squatch amongst like 90 some other prizes they'll be giving away at the end of the promotion, which is at the end of the summer. So a lot of cool shit. That was a fun day for us yesterday, getting a lot of packages out, and it's going to be ongoing stuff. And we got a lot of stuff like this that we're all working on. So you'll see that grand finale prize list probably just continue to grow over the summer with cool stuff. Oh, there you go. Thank you, Quentin Thor.
Quentin on the ball.
Going for
I
the
saw
statue.
this too. I was just about to put that up.
I'm going to send you guys pictures of the last thing. I usually get follow-ups on Friday from the people making it, because we should have this probably in the next week or so. But he sends me follow-ups, and he was traveling this Friday, so this is the one I got when I was away. But this thing is just so impressive. When I can't imagine what this thing is going to look like done. I just sent them to the group, but maybe I could show on the camera. I mean, look at this thing.
That's in progress right now.
This was a week ago. So this is where they were doing the details with the hair. Like they put all the hair on the back. There you go. They got all the hair on the back.
It looks like me.
This is going to be a 6-foot literal.
And you're going to have one in the store permanently, right?
Yes, we had two on order.
Yeah.
So ours is going to be here in a couple weeks. It's going to be a replica of this guy, literally.
Okay.
Ours is going to be here in a couple weeks. And then as soon as they're done with ours, they're going to start working on the second one, which will be complete by the time the summer's over.
Right.
And that'll get shipped to any winner in the continental U.S. If you're in Alaska or Hawaii, we'll have to work something out with shipping on that.
Well, send it as far as you can go, and then they work.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, I mean, we'll figure it out when it happens.
Right.
But
when it happens.
We're giving away 12 of the Guillotina de Saka cutters, which everybody's excited about. You know, we haven't even gotten one yet. He says he'll have them to us in July, but we're going to start giving them away. And then as soon as we receive them, we'll ship them out.
I feel a post coming on. There's stupid customs.
Sorry, Dan. Let me help you out. The continue. Fuck, I can't say it.
Paul, I see it too. You're calling this one. I agree. I'm with you on this. There's definitely a post coming on this.
The contiguous United States. Contiguous. I can't say the word. Somebody say the word.
Contiguous. There you go.
Contiguous. Yeah.
I think it's pretty detailed, man.
These guys do great work.
It's cool getting to see the behind the scenes of that too. I kind of like how you've been showing the evolution of this. That's cool.
Yeah, I told him to please take video and footage. So when he's done, I'm going to collect it all and kind of do a cool little reel of maybe I could time lapse it, and present it, it being made. So,
how tall is it?
6 feet. I mean, that was the order. We ordered it.
So is it taller? Is it taller than our guest? No, our guest is over 6 feet, right?
Oh hell yeah. Yeah,
he's a tall guy.
Willie would look down on it.
Big Willie. Yeah.
Me, I'm staring straight up. I'll break my neck looking at it, but Willie's, it's still smaller.
Speaking of our guests, should we bring him on?
Yeah.
Get him in.
Are we doing this as a meet your maker?
We haven't run one in a while. This is good.
Yeah, hold on.
He's the maker.
No, let's go then. Let's jam it in.
All right, here we go.
All right, Paul.
I want all of you to get up out of your chairs. I want you to get up right now and go to the window, open it, and stick your head out and yell.
It's time to meet your maker.
There
he is.
Big Willie.
What's up?
What's
So
up?
Willie,
for the record, how tall are you? 6'5"?
6'5".
Oh wow, that's weird that I remembered that.
Might have shrunk in a half-inch, quarter-inch with old age. You know,
It happens with age.
Age and weight.
I'm dreading those days. I don't got much height to spare.
Gravity.
No, me neither. I think about that a lot.
fuck.
Actually.
I was looking at Willie in the green room earlier, and he's inspired me. So I'm not going to shave my beard for the whole summer of Saka.
Oh, okay.
Well, did you go to goatee?
Yeah, man. Yeah, I had to,
goatee.
Oh yeah, he did shave his side.
Yeah,
realize
go
that.
style.
you know, the wife wasn't happening it, man. It wasn't happening. It wasn't having it. It was every day. You know, I was like, you know what, I'm done. It's
Be honest. Was that on purpose or was that a slip?
Oh no, it was on purpose.
Okay, because I had to do that sometimes. Like I've slipped and my beard had to become a goatee. There's no salvaging it without looking ridiculous.
No, after 2+ years, the wife is like, "Hey, listen, it's been over 2 years. Enough. I hate it. I can't stand it. It's gotta go." So I ended up with the goatee back again. So, but we'll see around November what happens if it starts to grow back again.
Right.
I can't stand it. The next couple of months are going to be really because I did it once, and I think I did it. The biggest it got was right around the Great Smoke in 2020, the last one before we closed down, before the world closed down for the pandemic. And if you watch any of the videos there, I kind of had it maybe that much going because
he had it going a little bit.
Well, I don't get like the Willy Herreras or Kevin Shahan nice beards. I get like the Middle Eastern pubic hair, curly, you know, dig back into my skin beard. Yes. So, but I'm going to do it. I'm going to let it grow out just for the summer of Saka in tribute to the Saka squad.
Just make sure you get a lot of oils, man, because those
a lot of oil, man.
That itch.
Right.
Oh, I know. I gotta start moving up. I'm gonna have to get my wife.
That's the worst part. Yeah, that itch that starts going. I've never grown it.
You gotta keep it
like
oiled,
that, Willie.
I haven't either.
This is usually the longest I let it get because this is the point where it starts driving me nuts and I gotta shave it down like to a 1. This is the longest. So I figure I'm already here. We're gonna keep it going.
That's it. Just pack on the oil.
You just gotta make it past that point.
Right.
Like once you get past it, the itch goes away. But it's that month or so where you just gotta suffer it out till you get past that.
You know why? You know what I think? I got past it last time, but you know what? Why I ended up shaving it back down? I got infatuated with
fucking with it,
twisting it. I was twisting it in curls all day, and literally these little twists, and I couldn't stop doing it. I finally said, "All right, I gotta get rid of it."
You know what's the worst part, man? Because the same thing, I would do that just all day, every day. And when you look at my car, the interior is black. So all you saw, well, you see it's all white hair. It's white strands of hair. And oh man, that it was awful. I was having to vacuum the car like twice a week. I would just pull into a random gas station, vacuum it because it was just gray, long strands of hair everywhere.
So you guys just had a freestyle live?
We did.
Just Thursday. And tell us about how it went.
You know, every freestyle live is unique, you know. And they're all awesome because, you know, we get to reveal a cigar. And, you know, we talk about new swag that's coming on. We're talking about projects that are coming on. It was just an awesome time. And I mean, I'm sure this time around it wasn't too difficult, you know, for the cigar, what people were thinking, you know. But
and when it comes to the size, right, you kind of had to know where it was. Right.
I still got it wrong, by the way.
You know, you still had to figure out, okay, I know what it is, but where is it going to land? You know, is it a Herrera? Is it a this? Is it
Herrera?
A
Is it a T52? Is it an H90?
Yep.
Right. It could, right.
Exactly. So it's always really cool to, you know, see and hear all that feedback and what's going on, people, what they're thinking. You know, I've always been a fan of those unbiased opinions. You know, there's nothing on it. You can't go into the cigar. Oh, okay. I'm not gonna like it because I know it's this, you know, or I know it's this wrapper, or I know it's this filler, or whatever. So it went great.
So we're actually smoking the cigar was actually the H99 Nasty Frida. I'm smoking this one. we also got some of the which I just couldn't light up, but the new what's this?
Yeah,
The 6x60
Super Ancho.
Super Ancho, yeah. The 6x60
Right.
H90. I mean, this is a big boy. I don't know if you can see the colors in the
Nice
filler there, but
look at that.
Is the Super Ancho the first dip for Liga Privada into that 60 range? Right?
Yeah.
There's not a 9 or a 5260, right?
No, that was the first one, man. And going into that project, everybody that knows me knows I'm that small ring guy. Corona, Lonsdale. So going into that blending process for such a big ring gauge and not being a big ring gauge smoker, was a challenge. But the result, man, out of the 60 ring gauge cigars that I have smoked in the past, you never really get a lot of flavor. They're not very complex. The flavor on that Super Ancho, it's like you're smoking a Toro. I mean, it's just packed with flavor, complexity, all kinds of notes. That hybrid wrapper, that Corolla hybrid, really comes through in that blend and in that cigar. So it's for a 60. I smoke a lot more now of that one, just because it's so complex and it has so much flavor to it, and it's such a big cigar that you could just do whatever it is, and you don't have to really worry about, as if it was a Lancero or a little Corona, if you're doing stuff outside or whatnot. So yeah, that cigar is
right. It stays lit.
Yeah, it's packed with flavor, man.
Willie, as a blender, maybe we've asked you this before, but I always like to, because I feel like Alex and I always lean towards like Coronas and smaller ring gauges too. Is there like a reason why you like the smaller ring gauges other than it's just a personal preference or what you're used to? Like as a blender, is there a reason why you tend to skew more towards the smaller ring gauges?
Well, when I started in the family's factory and I started really learning about tobacco and, all these different countries of origin and how these tobacco, because when I came into the business, I knew really nothing about blending or cigars or anything like that. I came in as a smoker and part of the family that we had a factory, and we had the people there that would create whatever cigars it was that we were making at that time. So when I started learning how to make cigars, or I had to learn how to make cigars, I started with that Corona size. And over time, trying different Vitolas, Robustos, Toros, for me, in developing that initial blend, that Corona size is the one that worked for me because I could really pick up the wrapper, the binder, the fillers, how that blend was blended together to give me that what I was looking for. And I just became a fan of that size. And for blending purposes, for me, it works. Some people like, Lanceros and, Toros, but I always begin with that Corona size.
That was going to be my question. So you start at Corona and then build out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. For me, it's just the way that I learned through trial and error, because I didn't have somebody there that I could go to for advice. It was trial and error. It's just, make cigars, make blends, smoke them. And then I had the advantage of, since I was in a factory, which also had a store or has a storefront, and we're in Little Havana, it's a lot of foot traffic. A lot of people would come through. So a lot of those people became my testers, so I would give them a cigar, and all I would ask for is shoot me an email, give me a call back, let me know what you think. And that's how I got a lot of the feedback, and I figured out, okay, this works, this doesn't work, this is too strong, this is too mild. So it was a lot of trial and error, and that size just worked for me.
Well, it's funny that you mentioned that because, Abe, do you remember when Jim Colucci said on the air, he said that, I think he told us, like, the traditional way to blend cigars, most guys start at a Corona. I think he told us that once. And he's like, you usually start at the Corona and then you work your way like what Willie's saying. So, but that's just something you kind of discovered on your own. So it's kind of funny. Maybe there's something to that. But I've always been curious about that because I for some reason that's where I go. I just always like that size.
Right.
Too big is just cumbersome.
I thought Paul was going to say that's where I go when I'm blending cigars. I was like, what?
Willie, it's got to be pretty, I guess, satisfying because this H99 wrapper, it's something you guys have talked about it's something that you guys introduced back in 2018, right? And now 5 years later, we're finally seeing this hit the market in a lot of different forms now. So it's got to be pretty satisfying for you now to see this.
It is, man. It's always great to finally release something where everybody has access to it, and then to get all the feedback, and see how people receive that cigar, how people talk about that cigar. It's great, because cigars, do so many different things for so many different smokers. In some cases it could be something of a celebration or a wedding, and they're smoking that one cigar that you blended that is making that day even more memorable. Or it's a cigar that, somebody had a really rough day and they're smoking that cigar and you made their day a little bit better. So it's always great to finally release something out to the masses, that you've been working on for so long.
Sure.
Not only in the blending part, because there's so many components, so many moving parts that have to come together for you to release a product. You could have a blend, and then you have to still worry about what's the artwork going to look like. Are you going to, how's the box going to look? Are you getting the right color box? Are you getting the right style box? It's just so many moving parts that when it finally all comes together, it's almost like you're a baby. Your kid is being born. It's because you've been through so much for a year and a half, sometimes 2 years, and so many ups and downs. What you think was going to look great on the band or a style box, you get a sample a year later. It's like, oh man, this just doesn't work, and then you kind of have to start all over. It's just so many moving parts, man.
Sure.
And most consumers never really even realize it.
Mm-hmm. See, that's the cool thing. I'm hoping, next year we start up those cigar safaris again, because the consumers get to see that. They get to get a glimpse of that behind the scenes of what goes into this before it's finally on the shelf. They see a lot of those moving parts. And how everything just has to work together, and it's always cool, same thing with the barn smokers. We get to have, for me, I see the barn smokers that we do as kind of like a mini safari. You have that one-on-one with all these consumers, and you kind of give them a glimpse into all the back stuff that goes on when you're working on a cigar, right before you release a cigar. And so, you get a lot of questions asked, and they're like, oh, wow, I didn't know that. And it's cool. It's really cool because it's a great experience. It's a great learning experience, from the business as well as the tobacco. They get to experience tobaccos in the field, so it's really neat.
In all my time of having gone down there on trips, or I think that's the number one thing I've seen every consumer just be in utter awe of not realizing the whole process from seedling to finished cigar. I think that's what almost every single person gets just shocked from.
Yeah. It's great. It's a great experience for them, and it's great for the industry, because it's not just for Drew Estate cigars. It's every cigar. Everybody goes through it. Everybody goes through those, packaging headaches, tobacco headaches, production headaches. I mean, it's all over the place. Right. So it's great just for the industry, for the consumers to really understand, how much really goes into getting this on the shelf.
Right. And so Freestyle Live was Thursday. My understanding is this is ready to head out the door, right? This should be hitting shelves like next week or so.
Yeah, man. And those are little flavor bombs, man.
Yes.
Little flavor bombs. Because, just like the Papas Fritas and the Nasty Fritas, those are all made from what's left over of the nines and the 52s, it gets put into this cigar. And so you got a flavor bomb, a mini flavor bomb, like if you're smoking a 9 Toro, let's say, right? So with these, you got everything from the H99s line going into, including the wrapper. So it's just a flavor bomb.
And Willie, it's short filler, but I've been told from several people that really when you have a short filler cigar, it's all about the tobaccos. And if you have good tobaccos going into a short filler, it's going to
Yeah.
make for a very good cigar.
Absolutely. It's we do it in our factory here, the family run factory here. We have our own short filler line, and same thing. We're using all premium scraps that are going to so many of the other lines that we make. So when people smoke that short filler cigar, they're like, "Oh my God, this! How much is this?"
Yeah.
And dude, literally, we out of our small little factory, we'll ship out close to 100 bundles a week of just the short filler stuff because there's so much flavor and they're so good. Because, like you said, the tobaccos in there are exceptional, and it translates into the smoke.
There's such a bad perception or vibe when someone hears short fill, medium fill, Cuban sandwich, and whatever. And I've smoked a few short filler cigars. I mean, it's not like my normal rotation, but I like Casabella, which is a medium filled, short filled cigar. And I'm telling you, no one, you give this to anyone cut, no one's going to tell you this is a short filled cigar. It's not burning like, like it's a short fill. It's producing tons of smoke, which I tend to find the short fill cigars always have good draw.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it's smoking phenomenally. And it tastes delicious.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
But when consumers hear that, they always get such I always find it funny because believe it or not, because I work with the customer service a lot. I can't tell you how many times we'll get an email on certain things. Is this long filler? Like, dude, you're buying a premium $8, $9, $10 cigar. I mean, I didn't even think that had to be a question, but like they're so concerned. It's a little funny sometimes.
Yeah, for sure.
And when you do something like this, and you can show how exceptional it is, I think it's an advantage to your brand here. Like, look what we did with something that you did with this. So,
yeah,
I know some companies don't like to disclose that it's short filler, but I think in this case it works well for you guys.
absolutely. I mean, when you're a factory, and you the size of Drew Estate, and you're producing the number of cigars that you're producing on a daily basis, you're gonna have a lot of leftover tobacco. And if it's you're using all premium tobacco, why not use it, incorporate it in another cigar, and it's a delicious cigar.
Absolutely.
Very well done. So Super Ancho, is that heading out with the Papas Fritas? Is that ready to go as well? I know that wasn't a Freestyle Live announcement, but kind of all came to fruition there.
I believe
hit the
it should
shelves?
all be shipping out pretty much at the same time. Maybe it might be a week of lag, but everything's ready to go.
Nice. So keep a lookout, folks. This stuff will be hitting shelves very soon.
Yeah, I'm excited, man. I'm excited because that's one of those questions I always get in a lot of these events and stuff that I do. Do you guys have any 60 ring? Do you have any 60 ring? And so now we finally have
Right.
a 60 ring gauge cigar, So it's exciting.
I'm the one on the team that likes the 60 ring gauge, but I gotta say, that Phineas Gage Lancero in the H99 blew me away last year. I had it at Barn Smoker for the first time, and that was an incredible
Really?
Lancero.
And Coop is the most anti-Lancero guy I know.
Yeah. I'm telling you, that was the star of the
back that
line.
up.
I have
Wow.
procured several of those right now. Yes.
Coop, so now you've always been a big ring gauge guy, or you started off smaller?
No, I've been more. What I say, what's funny is I I'll smoke any size, but even with a 60 ring gauge, I'm very particular. If it's not blended to the 60, it's not going to be good, right? So I think I'm more open to the 60s than maybe a lot of the other guys are in the media. I don't just immediately disclose that it's a 60. But I did start out smoking 60s. I ain't gonna lie, because I was like, it was the time of the Sopranos, and Tony Soprano was smoking those big 60 ring gauges, so I wanted to do it. But I have become open to a lot of the other sizes. But I'm always about the blend's got to work for the size.
Correct.
Willie, how often?
That's a start. Go ahead, Abe. Go ahead. I was
No,
just saying that's a big ring gauge to start with.
That's why I didn't light it up this morning. A little too much for me this morning.
Yeah, I went for it. I went
with the Fridas. What's the cadence for the Freestyle Live? How often you guys have a set cadence schedule, or is it just random when it comes up?
No, we have a schedule for it. I believe we do it every quarter. We try to do. We typically do the Freestyle Lives, and we use that opportunity to just give a lot of information. Whether it's something new that's going to come out, or new swag that we're working on, or big events that are going to coming up. That's the idea. Connect with the audience.
Imagine if STG did a Freestyle Live. They'd do 30 a year. At least.
I was just gonna say, yeah.
I know. It might be a weekly daily. You could do a daily show with them.
Almost a daily show.
But Willie, I think Willie, I think Freestyle Live really changed a lot changed the industry. I mean, you guys basically started engaging this consumer channel to make your product announcements, which is not something we've seen a lot of cigar companies do. So I think it's been a wonderful thing especially for your consumer, to see these products getting unveiled for the first time. Well, that's not normally the cadence. It's normally done at trade shows or to retailers. Right. Here, you guys are doing it right to consumers there, which I think is different.
Yeah, it's all about that engagement, and we're a company that we're very engaged with the consumers, whether it's at events or, barn smokers or in-store events. We always do. And then just on a personal level, people reach out on Facebook or on Instagram. They send messages, and we all just go back and forth with a lot of these consumers that I don't think a lot of people might do in the industry. So they're like, oh man, this guy, took the time out to respond to me, or to reach out, whatever it is. And I think it makes a big difference. It makes an impact. Because at the end of the day, it's all about the consumers and, treating them right. You know what I mean? They're the reason you're here.
I mean, that makes sense. That Coop, right? I mean, Drew Estate's always been kind of the ones that'll change things up, mix things up a bit before anybody else does. So it makes sense that it would be you guys that does it for sure.
And I think the culture at work, their culture they've established, it makes it very, it makes it work really well. I don't know if every company could necessarily pull that off.
You guys you guys gave away a watch, right? A big fancy watch was that last night or Thursday night? Or that's not happening yet?
Always up to something, man.
They've done watches. Cool stuff. They've done watches. They've done Bitcoin. They've done a lot of stuff.
Yeah, cars, side by sides.
So, Willie, I'm going to assume you're going to be at the PCA show, upcoming PCA show.
I will not be there. Hoya will be there.
I'm still in a day sometimes. I keep forgetting DE doesn't go to the trade show still. Yeah, I know Hoya's going this year. They're coming back. Drew Estate's not there. Do you miss going? Or is it a relief not to go?
I never thought I'd say it, but I do miss it.
Right?
You miss that. Getting together with all the other manufacturers. All the other guys in the industry, all under one roof. A lot of the consumers that end up going, and it's just a good time. It's a really good time. And like I said, I never thought I would say, man, I miss going to the trade show, because it's a lot of work, man. I mean, it's long hours, and it's a lot of work, and you're at least me, by the time we're done with the trade show, I go, I eat, and I go to bed. I'm not the guy you're gonna find out drinking and at a bar because I'm exhausted. But I do miss it, man, because when the trade show is going on, you're walking around or you're at your booth and other guys are coming through, and you're just catching up, which is great.
I called my Disney trip training for the trade show.
I believe it.
All that
We're
walking.
training for the upcoming trade show, all that walking. I didn't go to the trade show for a period, I don't know, 4 or 5 years maybe. And after I started going, which was the year after the pandemic and it reopened, I was like, oh, well, this is not that bad. I kind of missed it being here and whatever. So, but I'm the same like you. I'm too tired. We get invited to all these dinners and stuff, and I let my staff who goes with me go to those. Me and Brandy will usually make a 2-person reservation somewhere quiet after the show.
Yeah,
we'll go out. Her and I will have a nice meal, and we go back to the room.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it. Getting too old for all those late nights.
For real, you're not kidding, man. You're just trying to day.
Look at this guy living his best life. This guy's
He
everywhere.
Have you seen his eating exploits this week at another level?
Oh man,
look at the color he's got in that skin. He is living good.
He is living it up.
He is living good, this guy. We got a question from one of our fans here, the Sarge. What is the best and worst thing about a new release?
The best thing is when it finally makes it out to the shelf and it's released, right? The worst thing is, all the ups and downs in the process to get that. For instance, you're working on a new blend and you have, we get a list of all these tobaccos, for example, in inventory that we have to work with. And you work and you work and you work and you get this blend, you approve the blend, your team approves the blend, and then you're getting ready to go into production, and then you find out, oh man, we can't get one of these tobaccos for whatever reason. That happens a lot. Or, the box maker just can't get the box how you want it, and so you keep going back and forth to get that box exactly how you want it, whether it's a style box or if it's the color, if you're putting a color on the box or a stain on the box, and it just drags on and on. I would say that's one of the worst things, man, and it's frustrating, it's frustrating, especially on the tobacco side. I remember when I joined Drew Estate and I started working on the Herrera Esteli Habano, which is the first release that I did, I had to reblend that cigar like 3-4 times. Because every time I would get to the blend how I wanted it, and then one of the tobacco suppliers that we were using, oh no, we don't have enough for, we don't have those amounts for the numbers you guys
man.
Because nobody ever tells you right off the bat, no, we can't, give you the amount you need. Everybody always tells you, yeah, no problem. We have as much as you need. Okay, so then you start working, on the blending process with these tobaccos, and then when you sit down, okay, we need X amount of tobacco, X amount of pounds, whatever it is, oh no, I could only do, if you ask for 10,000 pounds, we could only do 4,000. Oh my God. So you got to start all over again.
Start all over again.
Yeah. 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 So it gets frustrating.
A lot of people don't realize how frustrating that process can be.
Yeah, man, it's a lot of time, just think about it. Once you get a blend to how you want it, now you got to make samples. And now you got to wait 45 to 60 days, smoke it, and then hope that it's how it is, how it's supposed to be. If it's not tasting how it's supposed to, then you go back to the drawing board. Okay, is it, this tobacco? Is it that tobacco? Is it too much? Maybe that they put, you make samples again. Now you wait another 45, 60 days. And it's just a long process that, it takes time, and it's frustrating.
It really is an art. It really is. We say it all the time, but those are the
It's
things
fun,
I
though.
think about.
Sure.
It sounds like it. You look like a happy guy, so
Yep.
a lot more grades than when I started, but yeah.
That happens.
Sarge is full of questions this morning, but this one's interesting because I don't know if that's a Willy call or not. You know, when they decide to nix a line, but how do you feel when it's one of your lines or your blends that ends up getting on a chopping block for whatever reason?
Personal, man.
Right? Right?
I went through it not too long ago.
I know.
Yeah.
You know, and it's, you know, as a company, there's a lot of moving parts. And sometimes certain SKUs within lines just don't move as fast as other SKUs in the line, right? But yet you're coming out with new stuff, and you're limited with your production, how many people you have, how many cigars you could put out. So sometimes, like what happened recently, you know, we had stuff we wanted to come out with, we had stuff ready to come out with, and there were some sizes just weren't moving how they should move. So rather than discontinue a line to then bring in this other new thing, we just cut different sizes, those SKUs that just weren't moving within certain lines, you know, and some lines just got discontinued altogether. But yeah, man, I take that personal, you know.
Sure.
Have you ever debated with them about it?
Yeah. Yeah, actually we did, you know, with that last. So when we stopped making the across the board Norteño, Herrera Habano, Herrera Brazil, discontinued the Belicoso and the Corona. I'm a big Corona guy. Well, initially they wanted to discontinue. I believe it was the Norteño line. And I was like, how are you going to discontinue Norteño? Are you crazy? That's the second release. You know, it came in number 7 cigar of the year. You know, I love that cigar. What am I going to smoke? You know what I mean? That's one of my regulars to go to, you know? And so we ended up, okay, we're going to chop these two sizes, and the other 2 sizes in the other line. And we kept Norteño.
There you go.
A happy medium.
Yep.
Hey, sometimes that's what you got to do. You know,
Yeah.
look, I get it. I mean, it's your creation. It's got to, on some level, be, you know, personal or sensitive, without a doubt. You know, without a doubt.
No, definitely.
Well,
Willy, go ahead.
go ahead. Oh, no, you go ahead, too.
With Blackened, which came out last year, and actually it's funny because the reviews coming up on Coop today did very well. Was that your first Connecticut broadleaf that you blended at Drew Estate?
No,
Because I know
so
it wasn't.
the first broadleaf was when I did the Herrera TAA.
That's right. Yes.
That was the very first one, and then after that, it was the Lancero broadleaf,
Okay.
and then you know the black one.
Yeah, I really enjoyed the Blackened. Just that whole the whole All Maduro thing. I've had mixed results with some of the All Maduro cigars in the past, but I think you guys nailed it with that. Really enjoyed that. So.
Yeah, it's a very balanced cigar, regardless of the tobaccos that were used. It's just, you know, there's always this misconception. You know, people see a dark cigar or a Maduro cigar, and automatically they think it's too strong. Oh no, it's gonna be too much. But in reality, you know, Maduro tobaccos, Maduro wrappers are sweeter than, say, Habano. You know, they're not as spicy as, say, Habanos or a sun grown, you know. But there's this, you know, stigma, or let's just say, you know, over years people have typically used a Maduro wrapper with a really heavy, strong blend. So people automatically see a Maduro and say, oh no, I'm not touching that, because it's just going to be too much for me. And there's an example of that. It's smooth, it's balanced, it's full flavored, but it's medium body. It's not, you know, overpowering at all, you know.
Agree. Yeah, I totally agree with you on that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Willy, listen, I know Saturday morning's a private, personal time. I appreciate you joining us, talking about the Freestyle Live and some other cool things going on with DE. Always a pleasure to talk to you, my friend.
Absolutely.
And, unfortunately, I won't see you next month, but hopefully I'll catch you in Miami sometime soon.
Stop by the factory, man.
Will do. Always a pleasure. Give my love to Sandy as well and the missus.
Will do.
All right, guys, we got
Thanks,
Epic
Willie.
Pack,
Thank you.
hour
Thank you.
number 2 coming up. We got Secretary of State with some news, and of course, Name That Jam, Would You Rather, and our number 2 seed of Tail of the Tape is all ahead in hour number 2. Don't go anywhere. Keep it lit.
Phenomenal. 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 Phenomenal.
Explore the unexplored with St. Louis Ray Carrenas. Set sail to discover an extraordinary Honduran cigar deeply anchored in tradition. The St. Louis Ray Carrenas features a Nicaraguan wrapper, cloaked over 100% Honduran tobacco that make up the binder and filler. The St. Louis Ray Carrenas, in the Toro size, received a 93 rating in Cigar Aficionado and was featured in their illustrious Top 25 Cigars of 2021 list. The St. Louis Ray Carrenas is available in 4 different sizes: a Robusto, Toro, Bellicoso, and Magnum. So get ready to take a trip back in time to experience the heritage of St. Louis Ray with the St. Louis Ray Carrenas.
Surgeon General warning: cigar smoking can cause cancers of the mouth and throat, even if you do not inhale.
Honesty agree with the GOAT to tell you about Smokin's Cigar of the Month Club. Alex, tell our fans out there why our club is the best darn club out there.
Absolutely.
I'll tell you why. Because every month I personally handpick 5 premium cigars. No filler, no fluff, no fugazis. These are all premium handmade name brands that you can find in any brick and mortar store in your area. All delivered to your door for $34.95. And our average monthly retail value since the inception of our club has been almost $57. Another great feature about our Cigar of the Month Club, Alex, tell them about the ease of our Cigar of the Month Club. I'll tell you, I hate subscription services. It's always a pain to cancel them, turning them on. We've made it super simple. All you gotta do is log into your account. There's a little green button there. If it's green, you're active. You want to take a break, you're going out of town, simply hit the button and you'll deactivate your membership. Want to turn it back on? The exact same easy process. You can turn it right back on. We've made it that easy for you. Another great feature is our Double Down Club. Alex, tell them about the Double Down Club. We had so many of our members reach out to us who really enjoyed our selections every month. They wanted to know there was a way they can get 2. And we've made that very simple. With a simple check mark, you can get double this great selections every month and save $10. Does our club have perks? Of course it have perks. You want to tell them about the perks? As a member of our club, every month there's a special discount code where if you like any of the selections, we will offer them to you, so you want to come and get some more, you can get them at a special discounted rate for our Cigar of the Month Club members. And finally, expedited shipping. Tell them how fast we get the stuff out, Alex. We get the stuff out on the 28th of every month. Our membership bills on the 28th, and we get every member's package out on the 28th if it's a shipping day. 5 great reasons on what makes Smokin' Cigar of the Month Club the best club out there. Check it out. Peace. Hey, I really appreciate you doing the video with me. Thanks.
Oh yeah, you're welcome. I mean, you didn't let me get a word in, but
What?
that went great. It's perfect.
Welcome back, everyone, to hour 2 of KMA episode number 498. Here with the gang, the GOAT, William the Scoop Cooper, and Paul de Graco. Alex's epic performance there in our Cigar of the Month Club, our newly redone Cigar of the Month
Hope
Club.
I
It wasn't even
Hope I
scripted.
didn't.
Not even
Yeah,
scripted. It was.
Hope I didn't talk too much.
Video. So our next guest, and we're going to get him on before our Name That Jam episode. That way he could be included. Is a no stranger to KMA Talk Radio. He's had multiple appearances here, and sadly enough, we don't have a studio where he comes in anymore because he used to bring us some pretty good food.
Oh,
Anytime he came in. Yes. Let's give a hand up for our man, the Secretary of State himself, Evan Darnell.
there
Thank
he
you.
is.
There he is.
Good to be on here. It's been a minute. I miss the studio and I miss having lunch with you, but I'm really excited to be here. I have some things to say, if you will.
Am I hearing a lisp on purpose, or do we have some dental work done?
No lisp, unfortunately, or fortunately. Is my lisp gone or is it still there?
I don't know.
I think
Can
it's
you turn
the
sideways, though?
microphone.
Is it? Is it just me? Maybe it's just me.
Yeah, low,
How many-
low microphone.
How
might
many
be the
times have you
mic.
been on the show? Yeah, you got to turn your phone or iPad to the horizontally so we don't get those little.
There we
There you go.
There he is. There he is.
minute. I
That
think
get
I've
you,
been
we
on
get
the
you
show
in
once.
widescreen.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I definitely
You know
need
what's funny?
widescreen.
Yes.
On somebody's show, Alex, was it on How About That Cigar? They were talking about Evan's first appearance. Somebody was talking about Evan's first appearance on one of the shows, and they said, how funny was it that Evan showed up on the same day that Steve Saka was there? And it kind of was on accident, but it kind of wasn't. Like we
Coop
knew
show.
that he would
Some
bring
Coop show.
food.
Coop
It was on my
credit.
show.
Oh, it was Coop. Okay. Yeah, Abe and I had talked about it, and we're like, listen, this guy's going to be bringing tons of food. Like, make Saka happy. Like, he'll love it. So I specifically remember saying, no, this is good. We'll put them both on the same show.
Well, it worked out to be okay, and
Yeah.
it's actually sort of incredible, you know. Kudos to Abe seeing the vision of what a partnership can look like, because we were never supposed to be in the cigar business as much as
Right.
we love smoking cigars, and we just, with our favorite cigar shop, or at least mine, it's been since Abe's had one shop. I used to go there when I was for 15, 20 years when I would visit my in-laws. And I would go all the way, I'd travel a half an hour to go to that cigar shop because I loved it, up in Palm Beach. And before you know it, we have something that is much bigger than I think any of us could have imagined. And
I think you imagined it. I said when the announcement came that you were going with the national release, I said Evan knew this all along. This is what he wanted to do. I really think that it's somewhere in the back of your mind you knew this was going to be a thing.
What we do in our events is something that should be national. And the only thing that could mimic is, it's not a steak. You don't share steaks anywhere. It's a cigar, and when people are going to be lighting up our Red Meat Lovers Club cigar around the country, they're going to be an hour with their friends and making new friends. That's, to me, the best part about the cigar culture, and it's going to be awesome. I'm really excited about it, and it's close. It's close. It's only a few weeks away.
Yes. This is the second one, right?
Well, yeah. So the Battleship Beef event that I wanted to talk about. I mean, look, I've never heard of a more interesting place to do a cigar dinner than on the top of the world's largest battleship. And it's in Camden, New Jersey, aka Philadelphia for Alex. June 17th. Us, Steve Saka, Dunbarton Tobacco, Casa de Monte Cristo is powering the cigars up north. And we're bringing in 6 of the best restaurants, including what it's like your death row meal. Katz's Deli is coming from New York City to Philly to slice pastrami on the top deck at our event. Being from New York forever, that's a big deal. They don't do that for anyone.
Oh yeah.
And Mission Barbecue and 5 other restaurants, Jimmy Buff's, which is another famous place up in North Jersey. And it's going to be a really special night. We're raising money for the Battleship. There she is.
That's amazing.
Yeah, you can see, if you could leave that up for a moment, to the right, or my right, where the 2 big guns are, that's the front of the ship. On the back of the ship, you can see the outline of a tent. That picture was not taken during event season, so they have a permanent tent that they have for us. And we're going to be smoking under this tent. It's open aired on the sides. And hopefully we'll have 150, 200 people there. And it's going to be incredible. It's a fundraiser for the ship itself as well. And I don't know if I've told you this, Abe, but we've been adding up our numbers recently. We're at around 1.2 million raised for different charities, which is incredible.
Amazing.
It's nuts. And we've been averaging now about 15,000 a month for various charities. I like being an auctioneer, and I have a lot of fun. I have a lot of fun doing it.
Grabs a bullhorn and the microphone, and he's in his glory. I've seen him many times.
It's true. And other thing that happened, and I wanted to point this out, and it's really, it's incredible. We started our own thing with Casa de Monte Cristo. We have our own scholarship fund now, and we've been raising money. We gave away our first scholarship last week to underprivileged kids to go to culinary school, and that's awesome. So we're going to be raising money throughout the year in various cities for this scholarship fund, and we can get a few kids going. Our first recipient went to Johnson and Wales. Is going to Johnson and Wales University in Charlotte.
Yep.
Charlottesville.
It's in Charlotte, downtown. Yep, by me.
Exactly. So she got our first scholarship, and we have big goals. I'd like to send a few kids to school to learn about hospitality. So it's gonna be a wild ride. We got some big events coming up, including the Great Smoke 2024. I sent Abe the menu, maybe Friday night of our event. About wanting to do what I have this vision about the Great Smoke 2024. You're giving me a really easy, you're giving me a lot of ideas in your theme. And it's going to be I'm already excited about that dinner too. So we got a lot of excitement coming up.
I'm already feeling the pressure of Great Smoke 2024.
Well, the mountain gets higher. That's the thing. It's like,
that's a great expression. The mountain gets higher.
Yeah.
And it's for both of us, right? It's like you do your big event, and it's inspiring to me because my events obviously are not as big as the Great Smoke. But we're always trying to better ourselves, like what's the fun of saying, well, let's do it as good. You always gotta, that's what the fun is the details, It
literally is. In fact, I had somebody message me last night, and it was about our Summer with Saka promotion. They're like, dude, how did you come up with a 6-foot Saka squatch? And I only said, look, I just put myself in the mind of a consumer. I am a consumer. Right. What's going to excite me? At this point, there's thousands and thousands of regular Saka squatches out there. And while the mega squatch is harder to come by, I think we've given away about 6 or 8 of them, Alex, over time.
At least.
Yeah. So it's like, and the mugs have been the same mugs forever. So what I mean, the Guillotina de Saka was a cool cutter. you know, and we're going to be giving away 12 of those every Friday. One every Friday for 12 weeks. Let me clarify that. But I'm like, literally, what can I do that would really create a lot of excitement? I said, dude, I would love that, because I've always said Steve should make them and they should just replace the Cigar Store Indian, you know? And I just said, well, I was lucky enough to have run across a company in my career that had a separate division that specialized in making things like this. They do it for the NFL, the Hall of Fame players, the bobbleheads, life-size bobbleheads. And yeah, look at this guy. Always wanting a loophole.
What? It's not going to have that one, I don't think.
Yeah, it's one every Friday. So, yeah, so I wanted one for my store, and I said, let's give one away. And that's how you come up with it, because we're always just saying, like, what if it's going to excite me, my feeling is it's good. I'm sure you do the same thing. If it's exciting to you, you feel it's going to be exciting to your patrons and your followers and your fans, and that's how we do it.
So, Abe, this is what I've been wanting to also speak to you about, and you know me, I'll throw a curveball at any me. So, what I would like to contribute to the Summer of Saka, because I feel part of the family. So I have some like weird swag stuff. That's not epic. So this is what I'd like to do. And I posted this, and as soon as I posted it on Smokin' Social, I took it down. So I'd like to do either the morning of the Great Smoke Saturday or Friday or Thursday for that matter. What I would like to do is either do a 4-person private.
Finger right now, because I don't know if this is going to be like a catastrophe of an idea.
No,
you got me at the edge of my seat. Like I don't know which. It's 50-50 which way this is going to go.
I'm going to do a private dinner for 4 people, either the weekend of the Great Smoke, or a private breakfast that I'll do either at my house or at the fairgrounds. I'll take care of everything, but I want to do something private for a winner. It'll be a private Red Meat Lovers Club experience, and then I'll work out the details with the person who wins. And I promise it will be amazing.
Okay,
and I'll make sure it happens in South Florida.
Okay,
But I will send you the details.
This is not a horrendous idea. No. The only thing I want to clarify is that because the Summer of Saka promo, probably not everyone who participates will end up attending the Great Smoke. So will it be transferable if somebody wins it? Can you transfer it to a friend or somebody he knows coming down?
They can do 2 things. They can transfer it to a friend, or I'm going to send them a box of meat.
There you go.
And they can have it on their own.
All right, problem solved. We just added another epic.
Add it to the list.
Add it to the list.
Nice job.
It's gonna. I just want it to be special, and it can go either. As long it will be in the continental United States, or the continuous United States. That I can send them this box.
All I know is we're 2 days into this, and we've already had 2 new items added to the list, and we haven't even gotten.
It's going to be the longest show, if you really want it to be, because
I don't know. Alex kind of had a nice system last time. He was cranking out the drawings in the corner, and you just give Steve a microphone, he'll eat up 90 minutes just breathing. So literally,
I'm a little worried this year, man. I'm telling you, I'm gonna have to come up with an alternative. I don't know.
Well, we've run into a problem already in the first week, is that we've come to realize is Alex doesn't think the wheel will hold enough entries. He says there's a limit. He says there's a limit to that wheel of how many people you could put in it.
I did not know that there was a limit.
I'm not sure he's positive. I think he's assuming.
No, I'm pretty sure.
I don't think he's tested it yet.
But I mean, I have an alternative. I mean, it's not that we can't get it done.
He has an alternative, but I don't think he's tested
the famous wheel.
The wheel's nice. I almost want to make a Saka. Last time you gave one away, I was 1 click away from winning a Mega Saka, but
yes,
I'm okay with that. I wanted someone else to win it as well. So yeah, we have a lot of that Battleship Beat's going to be amazing. I'm really looking forward to seeing a lot of socialites. A lot of people have reached out to me, and they have told me that they're going to be there. And I saw the ticket order come in, so it's going to be a really great night. I know Steve's going to bring some special cigars for the evening.
Awesome.
All right. Well, that being said, we're gonna test all our musical acumen. Now, did anybody post a link where anybody?
Yes. I posted. I'll post
right.
it.
Yep, I see it. I see it up there. Perfect. So,
yeah, battleshipbeef.com.
Anybody who's around the area, it's definitely an event worth checking out. Or if you heading out or in the area or want to head out, the link is there. You can get all your information. And now it's time to test the musical acumen of our team here and Evan Darnell. See how well we know some tunes. It's time to name that jam, brought to you by the fine folks at Avo Cigars.
All right, time for Name That Jam. My only info on this version of Name That Jam is my favorite song by this artist and probably top 5 favorite songs of all time for me.
I know the song.
Nailed it.
It took him a few. It took Coop a minute, but he got it.
Yeah.
I'm
in the same boat as you, Alex.
Yeah.
Amazing track.
Yes.
Abe, do you need it again?
Yeah.
I sure do.
So that part, I'll just give you a little. That is a mid break in the song that really jams out. And
if you don't notice, like, you're gonna be surprised who the artist is.
Yeah.
No, I know exactly who the artist is. I can't remember.
I think I know who the artist is. I don't know the name of the song.
Yeah.
This is.
I think the person that guessed is correct. On so far, we've had a couple guesses.
Let me look.
I wrote down.
The artist is correct. The artist is correct.
That was a great
music.
Brian
is wrong.
That was a great musical clip for it because it almost sounds Latin.
I got it
right, and that was what it was within the song.
Evan, you care to guess?
I don't know. I
could sing it. I can't come
like
up
a
with the
Billy
name.
Joel song. To
No. I could sing it. I'm singing it in my head.
A lot of people said Billy Joel.
No.
The artist was named. Someone got the artist right.
It's been named a couple times now.
Yeah, but the song.
Any guesses before we reveal?
No, it's Robert Plant singing. I just can't come up with the song. I fucking can't come up with the song. I'm singing it in my head. Good one. Let's reveal it.
Are we doing the reveal?
Yeah.
Well, there's a light in your eye that keeps shining, like a star that can't wait for a night.
Alex, I love this album too. This album, a lot of Zeppelin fans malign it, but the direction they went in, I just love this album. Yeah.
It's funny because when I was looking at this song, I found that an interesting tidbit about this song. It has never been performed live by them.
No, really.
Most of the tracks on this album were not performed live into the outdoor.
Oh, that's
Bonham
strange.
died.
Right.
No,
that song's like Bonham at his best for me.
Nah, great song. Great song.
Yeah.
Great song.
That's right. Epic album.
Good pick.
Well, we all failed.
Coop didn't.
Coop got it.
Coop got it. Coop, you were able to name that jam. Another awesome program brought to you by the fine folks over at Avo Cigars.
Yeah, but I've listened to that track thousands of times, so that one was, like Alex said, that's one of my favorites by the band.
Yeah. Good stuff. All right, up ahead. I'm curious. Do we have a STG cigar? Is it in the news? Should we leave it as a surprise?
we don't have one this week.
No.
So I got some inside baseball on this too. We might not have one for a little bit, but then we're going to get bombarded.
Yeah, I think it's going to be the same thing too. Because
let's introduce the segment and we'll talk about it. It's time right now to find out what's the scoop with Coop.
Oh shit!
Of course not.
I was not ready for it. I'm sorry. All right, here we go. Try it again.
It's time.
Hey, yo, what's my theme music?
The Scoop with Coop. Breaking industry news. Hear it first on KMA Talk Radio and cigar-coop.com.
I didn't know if you were going for it. I thought you were ignoring it, so I just played it. Then I heard you start. So, Coop, what's the scoop?
All right.
Yeah, he said, go for it again, and he cuts me off in the middle of my sentence.
All right. So we talked about one of the big stories this week already, the Papas Fritas, so I won't go there. But this story actually, traffic-wise, actually beat that story this week. It came out yesterday, and you wouldn't think this was a story that caught a lot of legs, but it did. We've talked about this company on a lot of news segments. Mombacho Cigars, also known as Favilli Cigars, they basically announced yesterday they are closing down their operations. So I don't think this was a huge surprise to a lot of people that this was happening. And I was down there in January, and the factory that they had, they were turning it into a customer experience center, so they weren't going to be making cigars there anymore. And one of the co-owners, the guy by the name of Jared Ingrasano, he had already started another distribution company where he's going to be distributing and making cigars with Indiana Ortez. But they're going to be keeping the factory. Not the factory. Casa Favilli facility will be open. But as far as Mombacho and Favilli, they're exiting the business. So they've been around in Granada. They were based in for about 17 years. So that has come to an end.
Wow.
So when you're saying no more Mombacho cigars that are being
no more
produced
Mombacho cigars. No more Mombacho cigars.
The brand wasn't even worth acquiring.
I know someone who probably thought the same thing as you. I don't. The problem with Mombacho is they had a trademark issue with Aganarsa leaf. And basically.
Well, that's why the brand's not worth acquiring then.
Right. So Favilli wasn't a brand that had enough legs. They had converted the Favilli, but it didn't have enough legs, I think, to acquire it. So in the end, I think they just opted to shut it down at that point. And then Jared, who's one of the co-owners, is still staying in the business, but he's going to be doing completely other things with other factories right now.
Because in worst case scenario, in deals like this, a lot of the larger companies will just acquire the name and just go make whatever they do at random factory and put that company's name on it.
Yeah, they just couldn't do it because again, there was an out of court settlement on that where they had to. That's why they had to go to the name Favilli, because they had to stop using the Mombacho name in the U.S. particularly. So that was a lot to do with that. Yeah, yep. So I did get to, like I said, get to go down there in January. It's a really cool place to hang out and everything. It was way too small to be a high production factory though. Just how it was laid out and everything was very difficult. So
interesting.
All right. Moving along, Davidoff made an announcement this week. It's 10 years since they launched Davidoff Nicaragua. So they are, of course, you got to have an anniversary cigar. So they announced the Davidoff Nicaragua 10th anniversary cigar. Couple of things about this cigar. First of all, the Davidoff Nicaragua was kind of famous because it was Davidoff's first all Nicaraguan tobacco cigar. And it kind of launched all those Black Series lines. But this cigar is not going to be all Nicaragua. It's an interesting thing. It's going to have an Ecuadorian wrapper. But kind of the interesting thing about this is they're going to have some filler in that tobacco that's aged in rum casks for 6 months. So they're kind of, they've done some of that stuff, the barrel aging in particular. We've seen it with some of the Camacho stuff and with the Winston Churchill. So now they're going to be putting a Davidoff. This will be a limited cigar, by the way. So it is. It's going to be a limited run. They usually keep their limiteds one and done. I don't have box counts, but it will be a 6x56 Grand Toro, and it's going to be priced at $36 a cigar. So that should be hitting the shelves sometime this month.
Oof.
It's about their range nowadays.
Yeah, that's about that range. I mean, that's about the range. I was actually kind of surprised it was that cheap.
I got a conversation with somebody last night, and I don't know, I haven't paid attention. But does anybody know what the normal retail? Because back in the day where I was really watching it and selling it and working the register, I think they were like $35 bucks. Anybody know what the regular retail on Opus A is these days?
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, I'd have to look that up.
I mean, look, I can't imagine, because Opus isn't really one of these cigars that prices have just skyrocketed in 10 years. So I can't imagine it's more than 45, 50 bucks. I mean, I'm talking about regular retail, not guys gouging. So when you look at a lot of these cigars, because I was just having a discussion with somebody last night. When you look at a lot of these cigars and when the price ranges they come out with, is it really 100? I gotta find out if that's regular retail. The problem is a lot of people mark it up stupid, so I don't know.
Yeah, that's why it's tough.
I doubt it's 100. I'm gonna have to dig over.
$47.95.
There you go.
More right. Yeah.
$50. I called it.
Yeah.
$50 is the normal retail for that cigar. So yeah, 100 is not the number. Which, when you look at all these like $100 cigars or $50 cigars, it's amazing that cigar is still at a $50 price mark.
Right.
Never had one.
Yeah. It's worth it. To treat yourself
See
to
if,
that.
see if someone will buy it for your birthday from somewhere else.
There you go.
It's not in the vintage room. I was gonna ask.
Yeah, we don't see them much. We don't see them much.
Christmas time, you might get a box or two.
Yeah.
What else you got going on, Coop?
All right. Some releases that are coming up at the trade show. This one's from Oliva, and yes, on Cigar Coop we do cover Oliva. So I just want to tell people we do cover Oliva.
Oh, why is that a thing? Has that been claimed to be a thing?
When you look at the trade show coverage, tell me how many media brands actually cover Oliva besides myself, Half Wheel, and Aficionado.
Why? I mean, there's something I don't know about. What's the reason?
I don't understand. It's one of my things. I've been kind of asking the question: why don't media guys go to the Oliva booth? They don't go there. And Oliva's not a company that engages with social media a lot. I get it, but they always have some interesting stuff at that booth, and we have always covered it. So, and we will cover it again this year.
Wow, that's funny.
It's kind of my little jab there on that because no one from the media covers Oliva. I see them cover brands that I wouldn't even think of covering, like before Oliva.
Not to interrupt you, but I'm pretty sure Lou Rothman said it, but it was probably like in 1978. Yeah. Go ahead.
So they have an extension to the Oliva V Milano line. It's called the Figurino, and it's a cigar that's it basically is that bowling pin shaped cigar. It looks like so. It's kind of a figurado in the shape of a bowling pin. It's also a rounded version of the Oliva Series V Milano, and there's not a lot of the rounded ones they make. You guys had a rounded one, didn't you, at Smoke Inn? Of a Oliva.
Is that the?
Oh yeah.
Is that the picture of the cigar?
Yeah.
That's not a bowling pin.
What would you call it?
Perfecto.
Like a perfecto.
It's a perfecto, but it's a little. It almost kind of is. I don't know. It kind of just reminded me of a bowling pin.
Did you ever go bowling? Bowling has a big, fat, round bulb head, a little neck,
I don't think the picture's doing it justice. There is a. It kind of reminds me of that punch size that we were talking about a few weeks ago.
I like the dad bod. Yeah.
The dad bod, yeah, but it's a little thinner. I'd say this one.
All right.
Yep. But this will be a limited release, but there's going to be 14,000 boxes of this cigar. And this one will be priced at $20 a cigar. So you'll see this at the trade show next month.
You said 14?
14,000 boxes. 14,000 boxes, $20 a cigar.
$20 a cigar.
Yeah. So for coming out of Oliva, that's a limited cigar for them because they produce a lot of cigars.
Yeah.
Another announcement came from La Aurora, another company I don't see a lot of people cover anymore at the trade show.
They don't cover themselves that much, Coop.
Well, yeah. I mean, so La Aurora is like kind of relaunching at the trade show with the new U.S. division, so I think there's gonna be a lot of attention on that this year. But they're, of course, La Aurora. If you know La Aurora, they come out with an anniversary cigar for everything. Like they celebrate more anniversaries than any other company.
110th,
yeah. There was like a 111 one year, 107, but this one's 120 for them this year. So they have a 120 anniversario coming out. It's going to be mostly a Dominican-based blend with a Dominican wrapper, and that's going to be in 4 sizes coming out. I don't have the pricing on that yet, but that will be making its debut. It's already kind of started to pop up, I think, in Europe already, but they'll be having it at the trade show this year for sure at the new La Aurora USA booth that they're going to have.
Haven't they opened their direct-to-consumer division?
It's already been open.
That's what I'm saying. what psychology or retailer says, let me go to this booth and
They
look
got
at
a
their
lot of work to do. They got a lot of work to do, Abe. You're right. Yep.
It's like they have a disconnection from reality.
Yep.
It really is.
Yep. Yep. But they have a lot of work. I mean, I could tell you it's the direct consumers hurt in my area where there was some really good La Aurora shops that, when they went direct to consumer, it hurt. And the split from Miami.
I mean, I don't have nothing against it. Do what you do. Sell directly to consumers. They don't need to get it from me. I mean, I'm not visiting that booth.
Abe, the thing is they never promoted this at all. They didn't really work that channel, how to sell directly. They put a website.
No, they
up
don't
and that
know.
was it.
They don't know how hard it really is. I mean,
It's very hard. Yeah.
Davidoff dipped their big toe in it, but they're awful at it.
Yeah. I mean,
They're awful
it's I think a lot of times when manufacturers, they think they can be a retail outlet, and it's not easy. It's what you discover. And like there are guys like you and others who have done it very well over the years. So it's not, you just can't put the website out and think they're going to come. Is what I'm saying.
Well, I think when you have a website like Davidoff did it, and I'm assuming a lot of Auroras where they're just selling their own brands directly to consumers, you're only going to attract those who really want your cigar, and that's it. And you're not going to convert people or reach new people who never tried your cigar. So it's a tough climb, but kudos to them. It's a great company, and they make good sticks. It's just that I'm reserving my shelf space for other stuff.
Yep. All right, we got one more story here. I think this is going to be it's another trade show release, and I think this is going to be one of the more interesting things at the trade show. Epic Cigars, Dean Parsons brand, is teaming up with Chaz Palminteri, the actor, and they're coming out with a cigar called A Bronx Tale. They're working in collaboration with a retailer in the Bronx by the name of La Casa Grande Tobacco. They hand-roll cigars in the Bronx, but they're not going to be hand-rolling. This cigar is not going to be made in the Bronx. It's actually made at the Charles Fairmont factory. That's where Epic cigars are made. But Chaz Palminteri is putting his name on this cigar, and it will be there's a pre-release event the end of June, but it's going to have a full launch at the trade show, and Chaz will be at the trade show, I've been told, this year. So I'm kind of really curious on this. I like Dean's cigars a lot. He's a good guy as well. This will be a 6x54 box press Toro, Ecuadorian wrapper, Dominican binder, Dominican Nicaraguan fillers, and this will be priced, I believe, at $20 a cigar.
Oof. I kind of feel bad for any of these celebrities who are going to try to get in the cigar business now.
It's hard.
No, do you know why I say that?
What?
Guy.
Yeah.
I think Guy is putting the legwork in.
I think Guy is set. I think because this was done for years and it was all the same. Everybody did the same shit, so there's no standard. Guy Fieri has set such a standard now of not just throwing his name on something, but going. I mean, he just did an event in Alabama.
Yeah,
some shop in Alabama. Of being present and being involved. That unless you're willing to commit to that, you're just going to look bad. And it'll be very exactly. Guy set a bar for this type of endorsement deal. And if you're getting into this industry in this fashion, and you plan on doing what was done by the dozens of predecessors before, you're just going to look really bad now. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens. I'll be watching this one, even though I don't care to find or try the cigar, but I'll just be watching this one just out of curiosity's sake.
I'm surprised
Chaz isn't a spring chicken either.
Yeah. No, I think it's about 70.
I was going to say that's not a current picture in that ad.
No.
Yeah. I am surprised that no one's looked at what Guy's doing and has tried to replicate it, seeing the success that line has had. That brand
you know what? They're not interested.
Yeah.
To do what he's doing requires a lot of work and effort. And this is a dude who I personally know is super busy. He does not sit around resting on his feet, and he's making that time. It's not like most of them won't do it. They just won't go to that effort to work that in, because unless you're really emotionally connected to the culture and the product, it becomes a job. For Guy, it's really, yeah, it's work for him, but it's been said a million times, when you love what you do, it's not really work, right?
No, it's true. I mean, we saw it the day Guy was on the show, and Guy was like, he had another commitment after that, and
he had a commitment to do, and he had a plane to catch that same.
Yeah,
but he still wanted to do an extra 20 minutes with us. I mean, that was what amazing about that was.
Right.
So it says the kind of person he is, which
that's like they said, it sets the bar for these type of releases. It really lies in Chaz Palminteri's hands. The success of the cigars depends on how much he's willing to get out there and be a part of it.
I mean, he's doing this event in the Bronx, but he has ties to that store for a long time, from what I understand. So, I don't expect a national tour or anything like that with him.
No, we shall see.
Yeah, I'll be watching this one.
Yep. All right, I'll close this out. I have one piece of news that Alex, I didn't put in there, but I can probably say this because Scott Pierce was on my show Thursday night, and if folks are interested, the PCA's opening event this year is going to be pretty interesting. It's going to be sponsored by 4 companies. I just want to tell you what the 4 companies are. The first is going to be Espinosa Cigars, although they're not sure if Guy's going to be there or not yet. Scott was a little short of saying whether he was going to be at that opening party or not, but it will be Espinosa Cigars, Quality Importers, Forged with Room 101, and I think this is going to be just he's probably going to go out of his mind how busy it's going to be. Saka, Dumbarton Tobacco and Trust, is going to be sponsoring the opening party. So
he's going to find himself a nice chair somewhere and plop himself down. And
that's what I was wondering, if they're going to have a chair for him to plop himself down. Exactly. He is not going to be able to walk. I mean, I'm telling you, Saka's not going to be able to walk 10 feet in that event. And I've seen it. That's why he sits at the booth all week, because he can't walk 10 feet.
So started yet? Funny.
Yep.
Now, Evan, are you going to the trade show this year? I know you've been before.
I'm not going.
Really? I literally expected you standing. Yeah. I expected to see you standing in the Dunbarton booth with, a cleaver and a knife sharpener in one hand with an apron, standing right by the display of the Red Meat Lovers Club cigars. I literally, that's what I thought.
Right into meet there or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
It makes sense. It does, but I don't think I'm going to go.
Can't get permission from the big boss. No clearance from the big boss.
It will be in chapter 41 of my book. Steve's a lot better at talking about the cigar than I am, but it's going to do great with or without me. But we're going to work hard. We're going to work hard. This is. I take my cues from Guy, and like you said, it's going to be a labor of love. This is not. To me, it's not about business. This is just spreading the gospel of Red Meat Lovers Club, and it's a great cigar. So I will not be there, though.
All right, we'll miss you.
I'll miss you too.
Maybe I'll order a cutout of you and not tell Steve, and just
put it there.
When he's out looking, go put it out there.
Extra wide cutout.
We got time.
That's a lot of cardboard.
That's a lot of cardboard.
We got a lot of time. You guys send me a picture of you, Evan. I can make a cutout. Take it there. Put it there.
You get printed right in Vegas, I'm sure. You don't have to drag it there.
Yeah, seriously.
Steve would look at that and get that out of my booth.
He's gonna have his hands full 7 days from now at the Battleship Beef. He'll have plenty of me.
Make sure you have a chair for him, man.
Obviously.
All right. Well, for more information, up-to-date news, please, everyone, all our fans out there, check out cigar-coop.com. Always rumor and teaser free. And now, probably what may go down as the longest tail of the tape season in the history of KMA Talk Radio.
Right. 6 months almost.
This top 10 is probably spanned over 24 weeks.
Yeah, about 6 months.
It is time to find out what our number 2 pick of this season's tail of the tape best bombshells. I'm wondering if we should just delay our number one to our 500th episode, Nate.
Yeah, I didn't know what we wanted to do. If we wanted to finish it out beforehand,
We might as well at this point. Then we start like after PCA. We could start the next one.
500, not 400.
Coming up, not on the 24th. One more show before episode 500. So, who's going to go first? Or just get Paul out of the way since no one really cares.
Yeah, let's get Paul. I don't mind Paul's pick this week.
Uh-oh.
So my pick is a not so well-known character, I think, from one of the most underrated Disney movies, animated Disney movies of the Disney Renaissance, The Hunchback of Notre Dame.
Oh,
Esmeralda, played by Demi Moore.
All right,
She's kind of like a little,
not too cartoony.
she's got
actually.
it going on.
Not too cartoon.
No, she's got it going on.
That's your number
voiced
2,
by
man.
Demi Moore.
Say that again?
She was voiced by Demi Moore.
Yeah. Yep. Demi Moore. Though I think the one and only time she ever did an animated film.
Might be Paul's best pick yet.
That might have been about.
That's my girl. Wait till number one, baby. Wait till number one.
Anybody want to make a bet now that number one will be a letdown?
Yeah.
That was the best one right there.
That was a good one.
One will be a letdown.
I like that.
One will be.
No, there's one that's better.
One will be the witch from Little Mermaid.
He's got one better, the man says. We shall see.
Ursula, her name is.
Minnie Mouse. It's got to be Minnie Mouse.
All right, who's next?
It should be Minnie Mouse.
Coop, who's your pick this week?
All right. If you watch I think she was actually on the bumper at the beginning, on the right side. She is a supermodel that I think defined the word supermodel, and it's Cindy Crawford.
Yeah, she's there, and she still looks good.
Yep.
She still looks good.
When I was in 1980s, yep. The mole.
Yeah.
Great product placement right there too.
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
had a picture of her. In that poster of her in the red bathing suit that was famous. I had that on my wall. I probably still have it somewhere, rolled up.
Yeah.
Love Cindy Crawford.
Absolutely, the super definitely puts the word super in supermodel. Yep.
This could be the only pick that could salvage you, Paul, right here.
Yeah.
All right, we'll see.
That could be anything less than that, and you're done. You're finished.
All right.
And the only reason why I can
Alex
say
does
that
my
to
list.
Paul, because Paul is so adamant and vigilant about his choices, he would never change his choice, no matter what.
I have his list.
1000% will not change it. Alex has my full list already, and I haven't changed one.
No, never. All right, I'll go next. My top pick. I love this chick. She is still looking sexy as hell. Halle Berry. Love me some Halle Berry. I love me some Halle Berry. She is still looking fine.
Yes, and aging gracefully.
Aging gracefully. That comes in at number 2 for me.
That's a good number 2.
Absolutely. All right, coming in at number 2 for me is the one in a million Aaliyah. Again, I'm in the hip hop and R&B genre. Aaliyah, singer, actress, unfortunately left us too soon in a plane crash.
Wow.
Yeah. Cute little outfit you got going on there too.
Yes,
absolutely.
The old Tommy Hilfiger days.
Yeah.
Evan,
those were the days.
Heartthrobs from your childhood or lifetime. Off the top of your head.
I was always a fan of Rebecca Gayheart, the Noxema girl. She was always cute to me. And then also, not really too long ago, but I was worried he was
going to say Julia Childs.
I do like myself some Giada. From
me too. I love Giada.
Charlie, Selma Hayek was on my list.
It looks like that princess. I was thinking that princess that Paul posted looks like Salma Hayek a little, and that's who should have played.
I can see that.
Do you have a board or no?
Yeah, we have a board.
Yeah, let's put up a board. It's been so long I can't remember some of my picks at this point. There's our leaderboard to number 2.
Not a lot of duplicates either.
I got Selma Hayek at 4. Let me tell you something. God, Scarlett Johansson. I've been watching. influenced by my recent Disney trip. I've been rewatching all the MCU movies, but in chronological order, not release date order. And she just keeps getting hotter every next movie that she appeared in. And I forgot a lot of things going back. You guys know that the Rhodes character was replaced from Iron Man 1 to Iron Man 2. The guy who Don Cheadle plays in Iron Man, the military, the guy who's War Machine, it was actually another guy. It was Howard. I forget his name. This is actually an interesting tidbit. Let me look him up. Iron Man. He was the highest paid actor of the movie. The gentleman who played Colonel Rhodes. Where is it? I can never get on the internet. What is this showing me?
Jeez, you can't remember his name, and he was the highest paid actor.
Howard. Well, this is what I'm saying. Well, you'd know him. You'd know him when I tell you the name. So nobody's put it up. Here we go. Yeah, Terrence Howard. Right. So he was the highest paid actor. He made something like $3 or $4 million in the first Iron Man movie, just because Robert Downey was coming off a whole series of dramas and incidents.
Right.
How much do you think Robert Downey got paid in the first Iron Man movie?
It wasn't a lot, right? Because wasn't it like a comeback role for him or something like that?
Yes, comeback. Made his life.
Yeah.
Made his life. How much do you think he made in the first Iron Man movie? Just guess it.
$2 million.
Just so you know, Terrence Howard was the highest paid actor, and I think he got $3.5 or $3.75 million.
Wow. Okay, so I'm too high. $5 million. I was gonna say.
Robert Downey made $500,000.
No way. Wow.
Right?
You got to remember, this is right out of his insanity days.
People think it was done.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Now, because I do weird shit because I never remembered Don Cheadle got replaced. So I was Googling why he got replaced. So Disney realized that this franchise was going to end up being built around Robert Downey Jr. at that point. So guess what his salary was in Iron Man 2? Got renegotiated. 10 million. 10 million and future
and
royalty.
Sure, of course.
And profitability off the future MCU movies.
Yeah.
Yes. And according to the contract, Terrence Howard was supposed to get paid $8 million for the second movie.
Really?
Wow.
They wanted to renegotiate his contract down to $1 million. And he wouldn't take it. And that's how Don Cheadle got the role.
Just gonna throw this out there. I know she's not making anybody lists, but has anybody seen 81-year-old Martha Stewart on the cover of the swimsuit Sports Illustrated issue?
Wait.
Yeah. I mean,
in a swimsuit? In a swimsuit?
Yeah.
Oh, I gotta Google this.
Listen, man.
You gonna put it up,
man?
Yeah, put it up.
Trying to find it. Yeah. It's the Sports Illustrated, right?
I agree with you. I agree with you, Stephen. Don Finley made a much better roadie. Yeah, totally. Totally.
Here's one. I don't think that's the full cover, but I'm getting this while I find the other one.
Well.
Wow.
I mean, we're talking 81 years old, man.
Yeah.
This lady's 81 years old.
She doesn't look bad. She doesn't look bad, man.
Paul, don't lie. You're turned on right now.
She bakes cookies. And she bakes cookies.
Hey,
Paul's turned on right now.
She's baked herself.
She don't look bad.
She's baked herself $1 billion worth of cookies.
Paul's voice went up 2 octaves. She don't look bad. Wow, look at that.
81. That's just a friendly reminder that you're not ugly, you're just broke.
Wow. Alrighty then. Well, ending our KMA show in typical fashion. This will be an interesting panel for this. It's time to find out. Are you ready, Paul?
I'm ready.
Okay.
I always see the panic in Paul's eyes.
I know. He starts looking for it. It's time to find out. Would you rather? All right. I changed it up in the middle of the show. I kind of had like a Disney Orlando themed would you rather question for you guys, but Evan inspired me to change it in the middle of my show, and I think the listeners will get into this a little bit more. Would you rather have a private VIP dining experience with Evan Darnell, or go on a weekend fishing trip with Steve Saka? I can't wait. I can't wait to see some of the comments on this one.
Fight for me, guys. Fight for me.
Listen, both could be equally pleasurable as it could be torture. So,
Yeah.
I mean, it's
just say surf and turf.
So
listen.
I mean, look. Go ahead. I'm going Evan. I'm going Evan just based on time. You know what I mean? Like an entire weekend fishing trip with Steve.
Couldn't do it.
You know, at some point, cranky Steve's going to kick in. You know, I can do a dinner with Evan.
Within an hour. Within an hour.
I'm an Evan dinner.
I'm thinking about this canoe. I'm thinking of a canoe and a lake, and not that balanced. But I'd rather have dinner. I'd rather go fishing with Saka myself.
I'm going for the dinner. There's no way. Saka would make me clean the fish, first of all, right? I know no quantity. Evan's going to deliver a great experience.
It will be a great experience.
Yeah, I don't want to be out cleaning fish or even dealing with fish. So it's the dinner.
It's pretty split down the middle.
Man, I'm with Alex. I think a whole weekend would be way too much. He's going to get sick of me and get really angry pretty quickly.
The fish aren't biting. What am I going to do?
Bring the meats.
Bring the meats.
And he'd blame me if the fish weren't biting.
Yeah, right.
That would be
I'm going to blame you if I overcook the steak. Paul's fault. I overcooked the Wagyu.
Well, there you have it. Brought to you by the fine folks over at Gherkin Cigars. That is our episode of Would You Rather. We hope you had a great, fun Saturday morning. Please check out the Battleship Experience with Evan Darnell, and the new H99 Nasty Frida should be hitting the shelf coming up soon. Follow us on our social media pages, please. Smoking Cigars on Facebook, on Instagram, and if you're not part of our group, please check out our private group, Smoking Social on Facebook. A lot of fun, a lot of cool things we do there. Check out our man, cigar-coop.com for all the latest updates and news. And we have one more episode, and then it'll be 500. So until next week, everybody, have a great weekend. Keep it lit.
Bye, guys.